It's hump day. It's hump day, people. It's hump day. And it's your girl, Brooke. You know, your favorite sexologist. Your bedroom candy consultant. Your girl who brings you all the hump day tea on a good Wednesday. Yes. You guys who give me permission to drink wine. Yes. And in return, I give you guys permission to do the down and dirty, low down, no good, having so damn good, I don't know what to do myself type of sex. Yes, I give you permission to do that, you know, and things like touch yourself. So, it's Wednesday. Yes. I got my wine. I'm here with the shenanigans. I got the tea for today. And if you've seen today's title, we're talking about how to bring the April showers into the bedroom. Yes. And today, I have 4 tips for you on how you can, jumpstart your hump day. Get ready for your weekend, Get your April shower on in the bedroom, all that good tea. So, tip number 1 for today is to use your tongue even more during sex. So, tip number 1 is to use your tongue even more during sex. What? Yes, because what's more textured and surprisingly strong and self-lubricating? Your tongue, people. Your tongue can do a lot of the heavy lifting in the bedroom during sex. So, it can do everything from dirty talking to kissing to licking all up and down your body. You name it, what your tongue can do. So I say, people, challenge yourself today. The tongue was made to put in work. So make your tongue work tonight. Yes. I said it. So, tip number 1 is to use your tongue more often during sex. It don't matter if you're whispering sweet nothings in her ear, you're licking on the nipples, and you're going all the way down to the toes, right? Use your tongue, people. It's self-lubricating. Okay? Now, and be sure to kiss, because you can get a kissing orgasm as well. So, that's tip number 1. I hope y'all like that for today. We're moving right on in to tip number 2. So, tip number 2 of today, when we're talking about, bringing the April showers into the bedroom. Yes. Come on. Let's spring and get sprung off of good orgasms. I mean, I know I'm not the only one that like orgasms, right? Sip my wine to that. Okay, so tip number 2 is, so whenever you're on top, right? I want you to focus on grinding more than moving up and down. Okay? Because by grinding up against your partner's loins and joints and pelvic areas, right, it creates all that nice intention, and it gives you more needed clitoral stimulation. So, whenever you're on top, ladies, instead of, just bouncing up and down, getting you go on, grind on it. Yes, grind on it. Rub your pelvics up against his. Rub all your body up against his groin, and get you some clitoral stimulation, because over 4,000 nerve endings is down there on that nice little baby. And over 70% of women love a clitoral stimulation. So I say, hey, if grinding gets me closer to the big O, grind on it, people. Okay? So that's tip number 2. If you're just joining me, we're talking about bringing April showers into the bedroom this month. I mean, hey, it's time for some orgasms. It's getting hot out there. It's time to take some clothes off and get hot in the bedroom. So, tip number 1 was to use your tongue more often. Yes, use your tongue more often. Your tongue was made to put in work. So, do more kissing, do more licking, do more dirty talking with that, and make it do what it do. Okay? Tip number 2 is, when we, focus on riding, ladies, when we riding, it's our time to actually focus more on our orgasm and getting our pleasure from this experience. So, instead of bouncing up and down on it, you know what I'm saying? Grind on it. Get you some pelvic to pelvic rubbing and thrusting going on, right? That way your clitoris will be rubbing up against while you're grinding on it. And you'll get that extra clitoral stimulation that we all enjoy. So, why not get some penetration and some clitoral stimulation at the same time, you know, to bring on that wow effect. So, moving right on to tip number 3 for today, because it's hump day. And, you know, I had to bring your tips. So, tip number 3, which is, you know, a tip that I actually like, so I want to share with you guys. So, I want you ladies to use your hips. This is when you're on top, okay? We just talked about when you're on top, instead of bouncing up and down, we're going to grind on it, right? So, while we're grinding on it, I want you to use your hips to make the letters W, M, and O. Okay, so W, M, and O. These letters with dips in it lets you and your partner be able to feel more stimulation during sex. So, women, while you're on top, you know, make some W's. Make some M's. Make some O's with your hips. And, you know, maybe, you know, even figure out how many words can you spell, you know. Spell out mom while you're on it. Spell out wow, mom, right? Spell out mo if you want to. Hell, spell out moo if you want to. Figure out how many words can you spell out using the letters W, M, and O while circling your hips around, right? And making the shapes of the letters while you're riding on top of the penis. So, I think it's some men out there who's going to enjoy the fact that I shared that tip today. So, you're welcome, guys. You're welcome. I'm on everybody's team. Yes, I am. More orgasms for everyone. So, we're going to move right on into tip number 4, which is the last tip of today. If you miss any of these tips, of course, you can catch the playback. And, you know, I'll just run over the tips real quick in a minute, just in case you're just tapping in. But we're on tip number 4. And you know your girl, Brooke, wouldn't be your girl, Brooke, if she didn't tell you, yet again on another good Wednesday, to masturbate. Okay? So, it's the month of April. And we're ending. Okay? We're going straight on into May. And I want to see some flowers getting deflowered around here. Okay? So, I challenge you guys. And, you know, and ladies, you fellas and ladies, more ladies than men. Okay? I challenge you ladies to masturbate every morning. What's a better way to, you know, get up and start your day? You know, plan it like you want. You know, make this part of your self-care routine, which is masturbating every morning. Get in tune with yourself. Get in tune with your body. Get aligned with what you desire and what you want on a sexual level. That way, you know, you got the confidence you need. You just bust the whole nut. Now you're happy and the serotonin is rising, right? And you go right on into work, all happy and go lucky, and they like, girl, what did happen to you today? And ooh, girl, I mean, you got the best attitude ever. Ooh, girl. And then they be like, well, what happened? I had an orgasm this morning, right? So, I challenge you not only to have an orgasm every morning for yourself, to get in tune with your own body, to be more connected with your own body, right? I also say, hey, see how this improves your sex life. So, for the next 30 days, I challenge you women out there to masturbate every morning. Tell yourself hi in your vagina. Get to know her, even if you only have 10 minutes. Stimulate her a little bit. Concentrate your mind. Focus on you being the goddess that you are and honoring your own body. Then go out there in the world, girl, and do what you do. So, I hope y'all enjoyed today's tips. If you're just joining me today, I'm going to run over today's tips real quick as I take a sip of this wine. Yes, because y'all give me permission to drink it. So I will. It's hump day. Okay? So, today we were talking about, you know, bringing April showers into the bedroom. You know, we in the last week of April. So we gonna leave this month with a bang. Possibly, a squirting type of bang. Yes, let's squirt all over the place this month. We only got a few days to do it. So I have 4 tips for you to help you get started. Tip number 1 is to use your tongue even more during sex. Okay? Why? Because what's textured and surprisingly strong and self-lubricating? Your tongue, people. Use your tongue. It's here to put in work. So make it work, Kiss a little more. Lick a little more. Dirty talk a little more. Put your tongue to work. Okay? This weekend, technically. Okay? That's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is, ladies, when riding on top, instead of, bouncing on it, going up and down, now we're going to grind on it. Yes. Grind on it. Yes. So that we can get that pelvic to pelvic friction and grinding on the groins, right, going. So that we can get that extra clitoral stimulation that we like. So while we having that deep thrust penetration that we enjoy, we're also getting that clitoral stimulation by grinding on the penis instead of bouncing on the penis. Okay? That's tip number 2. Tip number 3 for today is to, use your hips more. So, while I was giving some riding tips, I also gave, like a part B to that. While riding on top, in between your grinding instead of bouncing, I want you to use your hips to draw the letters W, M, and O. So, make your W, make your M, make your O's, right? Because letters with dips in them help you and your partner feel more stimulation. And, hey, see how many words can you spell out while riding the penis. So, hey, spell out wow and mom and mo and moo and hell, I'm sure there's other words you can spell, add an R in there if you want to. Okay? So that was tip number 3. And the last tip of today was to masturbate every morning. Yes. Yes, I said it. All of us women, we're going to do it together. Okay? 30 days of masturbating every morning. Getting in tune with ourselves. Loving on ourselves. Honoring ourselves. Knowing what direction we can lead these men into. While we're teaching them how to please us. So, it's not about the big O. And of course, shared pleasure is the best pleasure. So, if you want to orgasm and you want your toes to curl and you want to shoot to the rooftop, be sure to give that same thing to your sexual partners. Because, just as much as it's important to be a giver, it's important to be a receiver. It's definitely important to be a giver. However that works. Okay, however that works out. I just like them to possibly give first and then we work that out. But we're not talking about me. But today is Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed your hump day tips. I know I enjoyed it. And it's your girl Brooke. Your favorite sexologist. Your bedroom candy consultant. Your girl who got all the tea. Your girl who bring you the sex shenanigans every Wednesday with her wine. Giving you permission to be the dirtiest, nastiest mofos. Throw it back. Lick it from the top to the bottom. Have sex outside. Yes, scream and let your neighbors all hear it. Because it's 2021. And if we're not having the best sex of our lives, people, what are we doing? Okay? Because I know I'm out here trying to get it. And it's Wednesday. And you ain't got no excuse. Because, hey, if you ain't got nobody, love on yourself. Masturbate today, okay? I'm going to start by leading by an example. Yes. So, happy masturbating. Until next time. Peace out, people. Bye-bye. Go ahead. Get to masturbating. No excuses. Bye.